Hi, welcome to Sweet Dreams Wellness Travel. I am Barbara Tuckett, your host and the owner of Sweet Dreams Travel. I am a wellness travel specialist. I believe that our mind, body, and spirit all play into our well-being, and I create travel experiences which improve your wellness so that you return from your vacation with more health, more happiness, and more connection, both with those you've traveled with and also with your destination. In these episodes, I explore travel and wellness experiences, giving you ideas and recommendations, and also interviewing people who have firsthand experience of the places where you may want to go next. Welcome, let's get started. Hi, I'm so happy to be here with you today. And today I have a really great guest. I have my friend Shae Gines. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Shae has talked to me before about other trips that we have done, and so I'm always super excited to get her back. Today, she is going to share with us a little bit of her experience that she had going to the Sundance Mountain Resort. So Shae, tell us a little bit of kind of why you went there and kind of everything leading up to it. We can start with that first.
Yeah, so my husband and I have been married for 10 years last week. Yay!
Yay!
And I wanted to do something that I knew that he would enjoy. So I'm more of a like, hey, Barbara, let's go to the beach. But my husband is very, very, very outdoorsy. He loves nature. He just really loves to be in the mountains. And so I called you and I was like, okay, Barbara, I have this idea. And we talked about a few things, and then I got that wonderful email where it says, here's your options. And it was perfect. It was everything that I asked you for and more. So I wanted like a spa, I wanted on the mountains, I wanted a cabin, I wanted great food, I wanted just a beautiful experience. And then, originally we had planned some fun activities, but that was derailed.
Right.
In May.
We'll talk about it.
But I mean, the choice was just, we wanted somewhere local because the day after our anniversary is our son's birthday. And so we wanted somewhere close, but it still felt like a getaway. It still felt like we were going somewhere amazing and beautiful, and that where we could enjoy each other and enjoy our time together. And the Sundance Mountain Resort was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah. So the Sundance Mountain Resort is located fairly close, I don't know, near Sundance, but fairly close to like Provo and that area of Utah. And it was originally founded by Robert Redford way back in 1969. And they I think, have done an amazing job of making, basically it's a little haven of a wellness resort that is right in the middle of the mountains. And it's just beautiful. We'll get to see a couple of Shae's pictures as we get into this, but it really is a beautiful place. Did you have a fireplace in your room?
We did.
They've got fireplaces in most of the rooms, if not all of them. In fact,
and they're real fireplaces. They're not like flip a switch.
Right.
They're real.
Right. So not that you really needed it in the summer, but
no.
It does kind of help with that rustic ambiance and just that fun.
It was beautiful.
So, and all of the food there, we'll talk about food a little bit later, but all of the food there, they have really like this total farm to table type of philosophy and really fresh ingredients and things like that. So that's really fun also. So, and Shae, you went and you had a 3-night package stay at the Sundance Mountain Resort. So let's talk about your room. Tell us about that.
So our room was one of the suites. I believe it was the Sundance suite. It quite possibly could have been the Mountain suite, but I'm pretty positive it was the Sundance. You might know that better. And it was basically like, I don't want to say a 1-bedroom. Up above the kitchen, there was a little loft. So if you had kiddos or other people, they could go and sleep up there. It was super cute. You walk in and there is like the living room, bedroom type area with huge windows all the way around. The view was absolutely stunning. Great job, Barbara. We had a little kitchen, as you can see, a little dining area, and again, windows everywhere. But they also provided like these really, really, really great curtains that we could close. So if we wanted privacy, or if the sun was too bright or anything like that. We never had any issues with the sun being too bright, but if you ever want privacy, like they give you the option to close that. So the bed was super crazy comfortable. Like I wanted to take it home with me. So the bed was great. The bathroom itself, I know this sounds really goofy, but the bathroom itself was absolutely adorable. And they provide like their soaps and lotions and stuff that they actually make. And so they come in like these little bottles and they smell phenomenal because it's a wellness retreat. So everything is like infused and natural oils and natural stuff. And it was amazing. And I actually went down to the gift shop to buy them and they were sold out. Like, wow. I love them.
They didn't even have them in stock.
Nope, they didn't. They said that they had just made another order and they were going to get one back in, and they took my number and I prepaid, and then they're going to just ship them to me. Like, but they were yummy. They were yummy. Oh,
that's awesome. So yes, and you were in the Sundance suite. That is the room that we got for you, but really pretty views out every window. So that's fun. Okay, so let's talk about the package that you got that I helped reserve for you. Included one massage per person, or if you were somebody that didn't want to have the massage, then you could do one of their wellness activities that they have included. Your package also included breakfast daily, and you also could take like any of their group wellness classes or yoga or meditation or anything like that. So tell us about the spa and if you used that and what you thought, and anyway, this type of your vacation.
Yes. So the spa, we ended up doing, booking it our first night there. And I'm really glad that we did because, I mean, everybody else doesn't know, but you know, my husband had a pretty significant injury back in May, and we're still dealing with the effects of that. So,
how much did he break?
Well, he shattered his ankle, and some of his ankle bones are missing. And then he broke his tibia bone and snapped it in half. So, but it's a lot worse than a lot of people think that it is. Like, so, but he's healing and he'll eventually get better and he'll eventually be okay, but it's a long road. But the spa, I remember we walked in there, they greeted us, they had us take off our shoes right then, and they gave us little flip-flops, and we went back, and then of course, you know, they sent us into our rooms to put our robes on and do that awkward, like, do we get naked? Do you not get naked? You know, that conversation with yourself.
Yes.
And you do it every time, no matter how many spa packages you've ever received, you always are like, okay, what do I do here? And before we went in, they asked if we wanted any tea or waters or like any kind of a drink. And so of course they had those waiting for us, and Sam obviously can't carry his, so they were super sweet and they carried it over for him, and they asked him where he'd like to sit and they set it down. And then our massage therapist came out and greeted us. They brought us back into our couples room, and my husband and I both have had so many massages, so many. I want these two girls to move into our house. Like, we have never had such, like, it's really hard for me to turn off my brain and relax during a massage. And Sam is the opposite, right? Like he'll start snoring. But like I was actually able to come out of that massage, and we did a 90-minute package. I was able to come out of that 90 minutes like actually feeling relaxed and refreshed, and like I actually, you know, like I really had a massage. So it was phenomenal, and they were so great. They were really attentive to the things that we definitely wanted to work on. And at first, Sam was really, really, really scared to let her touch, you know, anywhere near his ankle or shin or foot or calf, or he was really nervous. But she said, let me try. And if we don't like it, we can stop. And Sam was like, okay. And then he just asked her to focus there for a while. She did such a great job. And I mean, at this point, like we're still at the point where it's really difficult for anything, like even like a sock or the wrap or like anything touches his toes, and it's really painful because of all the nerve damage. But she did phenomenal. And Sam's like 5 minutes into his massage and he starts snoring. Like 5 minutes in. Who does that? Like it was for me because of his injury. And I mean, it's been, 7 weeks. I hadn't heard my husband sleep very well. Like he's constantly awake because he's constantly in so much pain because of those nerve issues. And it was just refreshing that he was like actually able to relax that much that he could fall asleep. So and then she actually helped him with his foot, which was, it was great.
Even better.
And he's like, my foot has never felt this good since I broke it. So that was that. And it wasn't like all bright, like it turns purple as soon as he stands up and it swells instantly and gets really big. And he didn't have any of that for the whole night.
Wow. That's awesome. Made you want to have one of those every day.
Yeah, we actually booked one for the next day. So we went back. So we actually booked 2.
Fabulous.
So, and it was great. And we didn't get the same people, but even though like everybody, the whole thing was just, everything is amazing. It was amazing.
Good. That's so great. That's perfect. Because I know that was one thing that you were like really looking forward to. So,
because we couldn't do all the other fun stuff. So,
right. So, and is Sam on crutches or does he still have to be like on his scooter?
So he has a combination of a wheelchair, a scooter, and crutches.
Okay.
So our room was down from the parking lot and we had to kind of go through quite a few stairs to get to it. And they asked us if we wanted to switch rooms as we were checking in because of the stairs. They could see that Sam had a significant injury. And we said, let's go look at it first, because I know how important it is to you to get your clients like the best view you possibly can. So I wanted to see what we got first. Like I was like, okay, let's switch. Because I mean, we have tons of stairs in our house and Sam has to go up and down those. And so we went down it and he used the crutches and went down. And of course, like they have bellhop services and they helped me with the luggage and stuff, which was super helpful. And as soon as we walked into our room, was like, no, we don't want to switch. This is great.
We're happy right here.
We're happy. Yeah, Sam, as soon as we walked in, Sam went right out to the balcony.
Nice.
Like that view off our balcony, like it didn't even look like there was other people around us. Like we looked like we were in our private own little world. It was amazing.
That's so great. So great. So activities at the Sundance Mountain Resort are things like that they have that you can reserve and that you can do around there. They have scenic lift rides. They have mountain biking. They have hiking, of course. They have zip tours, like zip lines. They have the stables at Sundance for guided horseback riding. They have an art studio, and then of course the spa. So of those, did you have a chance to do any of those activities, Shae?
We did. So we did the scenic lift, which we had huge conversations with the concierge first. And I was like, okay, like here's our situation. Do you think that Sam will be able to get on and off these lifts? And she's like, absolutely, we'll stop him for him. Not a big deal. So he went up on it on crutches. And I mean, I was actually really surprised because I thought it was just going to be like one lift to the top of the mountain to get to that restaurant that's up at the top. And we had to take many lifts. So I didn't quite understand that there was the multiple, but it worked out great. And the higher and higher you go, it gets colder and colder. And by the time that we got up to the restaurant, it was pretty cold up there. We ended up loving. Like it was so pretty that it started raining. I mean, it smells so good when it started raining. And of course it didn't like downpour, but it was just a little bit of a sprinkle and it was really refreshing. It was really pretty. Sam probably would have done the mountain biking had he not had the injury. Definitely would have done the zip tour. As we were going up to that restaurant to the top of that mountain, we got to see the zip lines and how many they have. There's so many. It's not just one. And so you get to go to all of these different little things and they look pretty intense. So I don't know if I personally would have done it, but Sam for sure would have.
You could have done it.
And then the stables we were actually really interested in doing, but we didn't feel that Sam could do that. But it really looked amazing. And the art studio, I tried to get us in there, but because it was Father's Day weekend, they were already full. I did try, like they have like this little, I wanted to do the pottery class. Because I thought that would, like, I pictured ghosts, right? Like
how they're making the pottery.
So I just thought, and Sam wasn't super stoked about that, but I thought it would be fun all the days that we were there because it was Father's Day weekend. Everything was already pre-booked. And that was my fault. I could have like let you know, and I'm sure that you would have taken care of that for me, but it didn't even click with me until we were already there that I went out. And then of course we did the spa. That was amazing. That was phenomenal. I think I'll go back even if I'm not at the resort.
Like, right. Just go back to the spa.
Right. We for sure did the scenic ride and we did the spa, and then everything else we probably would have done because I mean everything just looked so fun. Like everything just looked amazing.
And did you feel like there were any COVID restrictions or anything in place right now, or did it feel pretty open?
Nope, it felt pretty normal, pretty open. So if somebody's looking for somewhere that actually has those restrictions, this might not be the best choice.
Right.
They definitely did have a few people that were guests that were walking around with masks, but probably 98% of the guests and all of the staff, nobody had that on. So
right. Felt like it was pretty open.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like most of the time you're like out in that open air and everything, like it's an outdoors type of place. And so a lot of the time, that's probably why too. So, okay. So let's talk about the food. Tell us what you did.
The food was amazing. And we went to all 4 of those.
Okay. So just, if you're not looking at the screen, there's the Foundry Grill, which that's the main restaurant. There's the Tree Room, the Sundance Deli, and the Owl Bar. Okay, so take it away. Tell us about what you did.
So the Foundry Grill, that's where you're going to go and get your breakfast in the morning. So that's the restaurant that you need to do. I highly recommend that you call and make reservations as quickly as possible. Like we did all of ours. The only one that we didn't get breakfast for was Sunday, but that was because they had a Father's Day brunch planned, and that had been pre-booked for weeks by then. Right. And it didn't click with us, like, and that it was even Father's Day while we were there. So, like we were in our own bubble. We were, I mean, we have 8 great kids, but we weren't thinking about them.
You were doing your anniversary trip.
Yes, we were celebrating. So that one's more like kind of like the rugged, like the menu is more like homey feeling and fulfilling. Everything's beautifully plated and everything tastes really good. Like everything was delicious, but that one's more of like the country kind of filler up. The Tree Room is more of an elegant dining area. You don't need to dress up, so don't feel like you have to do that, but if you want to, you definitely can. And like their food was amazing. I don't know what they brought us as soon as we sat down. It was these little teeny tiny things, and they were like, here you go. And we ate it, and I was like, can I have all of these? Were amazing. What was that? I have no idea what it was, but it was so good. And then, I mean, just this wait staff that is there, they're super, super, super attentive, but not overwhelming, right? Like they're attentive, but without invading your bubble. They're really great at making recommendations, and you can hear that they don't make recommendations the same thing over and over and over, right? Like they ask you questions like, what kind of a theme do you like? Like, do you like this? Do you like that? And based on your answers, that's what they give you for suggestions. They don't just like, oh, I really like this, right? And just kind of a blanket thing, but they actually like seem to care about, the guests that are inside of that restaurant. And everybody was super kind. The Sundance Deli, you can also get your breakfast at. We didn't, except for Sunday. That's where we got it. But it's just like a little deli counter where you can go get sandwiches, you can get yogurts, cookies, treats. They have like a little store that's kind of in there that you can make some purchases. I bought some fresh honey that they made, and my husband bought a bunch of little taffy things and caramels and, all the fun stuff. And then the Owl Bar is like a country bar. Like it looks like you walk back in time. Okay. Like when you walk in. So it's like a cabin inside. They have live bands. They have like And it's just a bar, like,
Mhm.
but it's great.
Fun atmosphere and everything. So awesome. So did you have a favorite dish? Was it that very first thing they brought you in the tree room?
That was that was really good. I know this sounds really silly, and I sent you a picture of it. At the end of the evening when we were ordering desserts, I asked for a cheese plate for my dessert, and they brought me a cute little thing, and it said happy anniversary on our plate, and like it was really cute, and it was really good. It was good cheese.
Awesome. That's awesome. So anyway, so to wrap up, I'm sure everybody who's been listening is feeling like, oh, that's the next place I want to go for a little getaway. So anything else that we haven't touched on that you want to let us know about?
No, I mean, just be prepared. Like, I mean, this is the view that we're looking at a picture right now of a view from that lift. Just be prepared to it go beyond your expectations, because you think like, okay, it's a resort and it will be cute and it will be fun, but they really try to make sure that every guest has an amazing experience no matter what they're doing. And I love that.
That is wonderful. That is so good. So, well, Shae, I really appreciate you being willing to jump on a call with me and talk about your experience, because I think sometimes we feel like, oh, it's just the big vacations that, you know, we want to highlight or whatever, but sometimes the small getaways like this can be just as amazing and just a little piece of heaven just right in the middle of, you know, our normal life. So it sounds like that's kind of what this was for you and Sam. So I'm so glad that you were able to do this and get away, especially with the extra pressure of his injury that you've got to deal with. And it's great that you got to get away. So
it was amazing. Thank you. Like, I mean, I know that I'm always like, oh my gosh, Barbara, you're amazing. And you planned so many trips for us, but like this was perfect. Like it was exactly what Sam and I needed and wanted, and we loved it. So you did great. And thank you. As always, thank you. It was amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And thanks for being willing to jump on and talk to me about it. So we'll talk to you later.
See you next time.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe, or leave a review. If you'd like to contact me about a vacation, the best way is to visit my website, sweetdreamstravel.net. To connect on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or LinkedIn. See you next time.